What's up, YouTube? Thanks for tuning in to another Bald Mike Does Live video. In today's video, I'm doing a review of something I just bought. Oh, it's not even been a week ago yet. It is the Rapsodo MLM. Now, I don't know what the heck MLM stands for, but maybe mobile launch monitor. Well, there you go. But I want to give an honest opinion of this. So I've used this 3 times out on the range. I have not used it indoors hitting into a net or anything like that, but I bought it hoping to find some kind of device so when I'm hitting golf balls outside, it gives me an idea of what my ball speed, carry distance, swing speed. So that's what this measures, which I was really interested in. So it comes in this little thing here, little power button here, comes in this little carry-in thing, and this little box right here, which this thing's a pain in the ass to use, this little box. But anyway, so let me kind of, like, it lifts up like this, and then you want to put your cell phone like this, and it holds it up, and you hit the little app button, and you got to use your cell phone, which is, it's okay. I don't like the fact that I have to use my cell phone and my data. You download an app and you create the profile. So the first time I used it at Landman Golf Course in Nebraska, and it did, the way they made it seem like it was real easy to set up, and then you just put it back 6, 7, 8 feet behind you, and you just start hitting golf balls 205 yards, 107 yards, whatever. Well, so it took forever. It took about 7 to 10 shots before I could get the damn thing to start catching my my shots. So I was hitting my lob wedge, and it said like 85 yards, whatever. It's like, okay, 68 yards, 72 yards, 84 yards, whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. And it's pretty cool because on the app, it shows the trajectory and the stuff like that, and so on and so forth. It also has a club face recognition. So when you hold the club in front of your cell phone, it's supposed to trigger what club, like if you're hitting a lob wedge, 7-iron, 4-iron, whatever, it's supposed to trigger and switch. Well, I tried it 100 times and I could never get it to work. So that part of this device fails. It's terrible. You try to hold it up, it's supposed to recognize it. It doesn't recognize it. So I started hitting, a pitching wedge. First pitching wedge was like 145 yards, 136 yards. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not too bad. So this is still at the range at Landman. And then there's this big ass like grain trailer in the middle of the driving range at Landman. And it's exactly from where I was hitting. It was level. The range dips down, but that trailer was level. It was 210 yards. So I hit my 6-iron, and I was carrying it 210 yards. And, it was like, okay, cool. And the device, Rapsodo, was saying I was only hitting it like 174, 181, something like that. I'm like, wow, that's a huge difference. It was like 30 yards off. So I'm like, well, that sucks. So then I hit was hitting my 4 hybrid, and it kept saying I was hitting it like 202 yards, 198 yards. And typically I hit my 4 hybrid carry distance is right around probably 225 to 240 on, give or take, most of the time. So it was way off on the hybrid. The driver was off quite a bit as well. It would say I was swinging it like, the first day it worked the best. This device just went downhill. So first day it was reading the driver. Sometimes it'd read it, okay, 165 mile an hour ball speed, carry 290, whatever. Swing speed, 115 miles an hour or whatever, 117 miles an hour, stuff like that. So it was reading that the first day, not too bad. So go to the range the second time, Eagles Landing in Belton, Missouri. Hitting it out on the range. Again, seemed to pick up the lob wedge well, the gap wedge well. But once I got to like a 7-iron, and I hit my 7-iron about 185 to 200 yards, and it's not catching it. So then I went to the driving range at God, what's that damn Sunflower Hills, Kansas City, Kansas, and I'm hitting on the range there. So I've shot. I use a Cobalt rangefinder with slope, and I shot each of the distances. So the first little yardage sign, is like 100 yards or something like that. It shot at 104. So I'm hitting my lob wedge, and I'm watching it hit like 7, 8 of them, and seemed to be, as far as what this thing was shouting out, 88 yards, 92 yards, 76 yards, whatever. And it seemed like all of it was pretty good. Ball speed, whatever it was, club head swing speed was like 93 miles an hour, whatever it was. So then I moved to my gap wedge. Gap wedge, same thing. 110 yards, 118 yards, 122 yards. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it seems to be doing all right. Then I hit a few more shots. Then it wasn't reading the damn thing. Still trying to get the club face recognition with the pitching wedge to read it, to switch. No, doesn't work. So I put my pitching wedge down. 145 yards, 138 yards, 140 yards. I'm like, oh, okay, it's looking good. So then there's a sign that's like I think it was 175. So I grabbed my 7-iron and hit a couple 7-irons, and I'm hitting it over the 175 yard sign. I could easily, the 175 yard sign was actually 178 yards from where I was hitting, and I could watch it just, carrying over it by 5 to 10 yards, and it would be like 168, 170, so it was about 10 to 15 yards off with the 7-iron. So then I hit my 4 hybrid again, and I usually hit the ball speed when I go to flight scope with the 4 hybrid. I'm usually in the 140s up to around 150 ball speed with it. I can stretch it out to about 255 yards, something like that. Anyway, so I'm hitting my 4 hybrid, and it says 198, 202, 191, 205, and it was kind of reading some of the ball speed. Sometimes it said like 140, but the sign, one of the yard signs says either 200 yards, and I was sailing the 200 yard sign, but the longest it ever read was 205. I'm like, well, shit, this thing's like 20, 25 yards off. So then I hit my driver. So I put the driver down, tee it up, and absolutely same spot that I was hitting the hybrid from, absolutely smoked the first one, doesn't read it. Hit another one, hit it really good, doesn't read it. I'm like, God dang. And then I hit another one. So there's a sign out there that says 275 yards. So I finally got one to read, and I kind of hit like a necky, not a great shot at all. Hit kind of this necky fade, and it carried probably somewhere around 270, 75 yards. And it said it carried 253 yards or something like that. Swing speed was like 101 miles an hour. Ball speed was like 147. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, well, this piece of crap's not reading anything. So then I hit, I hit a couple more, and it just was saying club head speed was 93 miles an hour. I was like, what the hell? Ball speed was like 147, 151. And then finally I got one to read at like 168 or something like that. But then it only said the ball went like 274 yards or something carry. It's like it just got to be really frustrating, irritating. And every shot it was sailing way over the 275 yard sign, and had to be carrying close to 300 and some yards easily. And none of them said more than like, I don't think I ever had one go much over like 280. I don't think so. And it kept saying like my club head speed was like, it was never reading it consistent. It kept saying that it was like 93 to 98 yards, or I'm sorry, miles per hour. So in my opinion, The only reason why I bought it is because Golf Galaxy said they had a 90-day return policy on it. So it is going back to Golf Galaxy today. So it's not any good, guys, in my opinion. Now, if you don't hit your driver over 225 yards, it probably will be okay. But it's not reading the driver in my longer clubs, which is what I wanted the most for. Because it's like, I really don't need to see it, compare it to something indoors to see how accurate it is. Because if I'm hitting indoors, I'm going to be hitting on something that's a simulator that already has everything that I need. I want a device, guys. If you have something out there that you recommend that actually freaking works and can read club head speeds in the 130s and 140s, let me know. Ball speeds, of over 200 miles an hour. I'd like to know what that is. One other thing is, this little thing here is, when you're on the ground trying to move it around, this thing is really finicky. So if you're not careful, you'll literally just move this little sucker, and it doesn't stay up very easily. It just falls right down. So they should have put some kind of latch where it doesn't fall, like where it could be put in place. Because I swear to God, you move this thing around, and the damn thing literally, it literally, if you buy one, you'll know what I'm talking about. This damn thing is constantly falling down. So if you're using it for wedges to probably about 8 or 9 iron, it's pretty freaking decent. I mean, I'd give it on pretty much an A. The thought behind it, using your cell phone and the shot tracer and all that shit, and it reading the feedback and everything like that, is really cool. I think that part is really neat. But if you're going something and you're hitting some higher club head ball speeds and stuff, in my opinion, I found out that it just doesn't work for me. Not that I beat the hell out of a golf ball or anything like that, but it just seemed to be super inaccurate it was cool. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but it had way too many misreads for me. I did not like that. It misread 5 or 6 shots at least each time that I hit balls or more, which, you may not say, well, that's not too bad, but it pisses you off when you smoke one and it doesn't read it. So, and what else is also frustrating is the fact that it was saying that, I'm swinging at 93 miles an hour. Well, I swing my lob wedge at 93 miles an hour. So, yeah, let me know, guys, what you guys think of this. I know some people, these things get really good reviews. I mean, in 2021, this was my most wanted by Golf Spy. So I trust Golf Spy, or my Golf Spy. But I just, honestly, in my opinion, it didn't work for me. So it was a waste of $330 for me. So I'm going to be taking it back today and going back to the drawing board. So please leave a comment, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Leave a comment if there's one out there. I'm trying to spend under $500. I get that. You're like, well, if you want a good one, just go buy it. Well, I don't have an extra $15,000 to $20,000 just laying around in my pocket just to buy one of these suckers. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. Let me know. Give me some advice on ones that are out there. I know the swing caddies are supposed to be pretty good. Let me know what you guys think about that. I like something that reads back carry distance, total distance. Well, total distance doesn't necessarily, but ball speed, swing speed, and I like to have something spin rate too. So anyway, guys, have a great week. As always, God bless.